NCIS Season 23. Shocker! The show just brought back its oldest character. CIS fans thought they had seen everything. After more than 2 decades on television, the legendary crime procedural has delivered countless twists, heartbreaking losses, shocking betrayals, and unforgettable returns. But Season 23 may have just pulled off one of its most emotional surprises yet. In an episode already packed with major revelations and dramatic developments, NCIS quietly brought back a character many viewers had completely forgotten existed, a character whose history with the show stretches all the way back to the earliest days of the franchise. Even more surprising, this character predates both Timothy McGee and Jimmy Palmer. That's right. Long before McGee became the heart of the major case response team, and before Palmer evolved from an awkward assistant medical examiner into one of NCIS's most beloved figures, there was Billy Fuentes. And his return may have revealed something even bigger about Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Let's dive into the shocking comeback that has longtime fans talking. The NCIS universe has changed dramatically over the years. The original team that viewers first met in the early 2000s is gone. Kate Todd's tragic death remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in television history. Tony DiNozzo eventually left to focus on his family. Abby Ciuto moved on to a new chapter in her life. Dr. Donald "Ducky" Mallard retired after decades of service. And of course, Gibbs himself stepped away from NCIS, leaving behind the agency that defined his life. With so many iconic characters gone, the current team has been forced to carry the torch into a new era. That responsibility has largely fallen on the shoulders of McGee, Palmer, Torres, Parker, and the rest of the modern squad. Yet despite moving forward, Season 23 has repeatedly shown that NCIS has not forgotten its roots. The series has been honoring its history in ways both big and small. References to past cases, mentions of former agents, surprise appearances from familiar faces. But nobody expected the return of Billy Fuentes. To understand why his comeback is so important, fans need to travel all the way back to the beginning. Not Season 5, not Season 2, almost to the very start of NCIS itself. Billy first appeared in Hung Out to Dry, the second episode of the entire series. At the time, NCIS was still finding its identity. Viewers were only beginning to understand who Gibbs was and how his team operated. The episode centered around the death of Billy's father, a tragic event that left the young boy and his mother struggling to cope with an uncertain future. For many shows, Billy would have simply been a one-episode character, a temporary figure who appeared during a case and was never mentioned again. But something different happened. Gibbs connected with the family. The hardened NCIS agent known for his tough exterior showed a rare glimpse of compassion. He made sure Billy and his mother weren't forgotten. He offered support. He gave them hope. And according to fans who have followed the series from the beginning, that promise became one of the earliest examples of who Gibbs truly was beneath the surface. The world saw a fearless investigator. Billy saw a protector. Years passed. Then decades. NCIS grew into one of the biggest television franchises in the world. New characters arrived, others departed, storylines evolved, but Billy Fuentes became little more than a distant memory for most viewers. Until now. Season 23 changed everything. The surprise occurred during an episode already loaded with emotional weight. As the team dealt with mounting challenges and the lingering consequences of recent events, an unexpected name suddenly emerged: Billy Fuentes. The moment was subtle. There were no dramatic musical cues, no giant reveal, no slow-motion entrance, just a realization that immediately sent longtime fans into a frenzy. Could it really be him? The answer was yes. And what happened next stunned viewers even more. Billy wasn't simply making a cameo appearance. He played a meaningful role in the story. His involvement became a catalyst for events that forced characters to reconnect and confront issues larger than themselves. The writers didn't bring him back merely for nostalgia. They gave his return purpose. That decision may be one of the smartest creative choices NCIS has made in years. Many television shows rely on familiar faces simply to generate excitement. The character appears, fans cheer, then the character disappears again. NCIS took a different approach. Billy's comeback served as a reminder of the human impact Gibbs had throughout his career. Every solved case affected real people. Every act of kindness mattered. Every promise carried weight. The return showed that Gibbs wasn't just changing lives inside NCIS headquarters. He was changing lives everywhere he went. Perhaps the most emotional aspect of Billy's return is what it says about Gibbs himself. Even though Gibbs wasn't physically present, his influence could be felt in every scene. His legacy remained alive. Billy's very existence within the story became proof of that. Think about it. After all these years, Billy still trusted the people Gibbs trusted. He still believed in the values Gibbs represented. He still saw NCIS as a place where justice could be found. That level of faith doesn't happen by accident. It has to be earned, and Gibbs earned it. Fans have often debated what makes Gibbs such a legendary television character. Is it his leadership, his instincts, his rules, his determination? While all of those traits matter, Billy's return highlighted another quality: compassion. Gibbs cared, not loudly, not publicly, but deeply. And that compassion continued to influence lives long after he left the agency. One of the biggest surprises surrounding Billy's comeback involved the actor himself. Rather than recasting the role, NCIS brought back Austin Noah Marquez, the same actor who originally portrayed Billy all those years ago. That attention to detail impressed longtime viewers. It demonstrated a genuine respect for the show's history. The creative team could have taken shortcuts. Instead, they chose authenticity. The result was a reunion that felt meaningful and real. Fans immediately took to social media to express their excitement. Some couldn't believe the writers remembered Billy. Others praised the emotional storytelling. Many pointed out that the comeback rewarded loyal viewers who have been watching since the beginning. Perhaps most importantly, the return sparked renewed discussion about Gibbs. Could Billy's appearance be setting up something larger? Could it be laying the groundwork for an eventual Gibbs return? The possibility has fans buzzing. Although Mark Harmon has not returned as a full-time cast member, his presence continues to loom over the series. Every major development seems connected to him in some way. Every reference reminds viewers that Gibbs remains a crucial part of NCIS's DNA. Season 23 appears determined to celebrate that legacy, and Billy's return may be the clearest example yet. The episode also highlighted something many modern television shows struggle to achieve: continuity. In today's entertainment landscape, long-running stories often ignore their past. Characters disappear, plot points are forgotten, important moments lose significance. NCIS has chosen a different path. By bringing back Billy, the writers acknowledge that every story matters. Even a character from episode 2 can still have relevance decades later. That approach strengthens the entire series. It creates a living, interconnected world. A world where actions have consequences. A world where relationships endure. A world where the past never truly disappears. For longtime viewers, that commitment feels rewarding. The return also served as a reminder of how much NCIS has evolved. When Billy first appeared, the show was still an underdog. Nobody knew it would become a television phenomenon. Nobody knew it would survive for more than 20 seasons. Nobody knew it would build a passionate global fan base. Yet here we are, 23 seasons later, still watching, still caring, still being surprised. That achievement alone is remarkable. Very few television dramas reach this point. Even fewer remain relevant. NCIS has managed to do both. Part of that success comes from understanding its audience. The writers know fans care about history. They know viewers remember emotional moments. They know loyalty should be rewarded. Billy Fuentes represents all of those ideas. His return wasn't just about one character. It was about honoring 23 years of storytelling. It was about celebrating the journey. And it was about reminding everyone why NCIS remains special. Of course, the biggest question remains unanswered. Will Gibbs eventually return? The show continues to tease his presence without bringing him fully back into the spotlight. Every mention creates anticipation. Every reference fuels speculation. Billy's comeback only intensified those conversations. If Gibbs inspired Billy to reconnect with NCIS, then perhaps he is still watching from afar. Perhaps he still keeps tabs on the people he cares about. Perhaps his story isn't over yet. Fans certainly hope so. Whether or not that happens, one thing is clear. Season 23 delivered a surprise nobody saw coming. Billy Fuentes returned. The oldest recurring connection to NCIS's earliest days stepped back into the spotlight. And in doing so, he reminded viewers of everything that made the show great in the first place. The heart, the loyalty, the family, the legacy. Most importantly, he reminded everyone of Gibbs. Even in his absence, Gibbs remains the soul of NCIS. His influence continues to guide the team. His lessons continue to matter. His promises continue to shape lives. Billy Fuentes is living proof of that. And if this emotional return taught fans anything, it's that no character is ever truly forgotten in the world of NCIS. The past is always waiting. The legacy is always alive. And sometimes, the most shocking comeback isn't from a famous agent or a legendary director. Sometimes it's the return of a little boy from episode 2 who grew up carrying the lessons of a man named Gibbs. What do you think about Billy Fuentes' surprise return? Did NCIS make the right decision bringing back one of its oldest characters? And do you believe Gibbs will finally return before the series ends? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NCIS news, theories, and spoilers.